Sup shooters, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SP Reviews, where today we're going to be checking out a track from an act named Hidden Horizon, who released an EP titled Half Mine on the 26th of February, and we're going to be switching over to here where we're going to be checking out a track from that. It's a cover of Before You Go by Lewis Capaldi. This is Hidden Horizon's cover of that track, and we're going to listen to it from start to finish, and we're going to hear what we think. Oh, okay. Damn, that's a hell of an introduction. It's kind of cool to have that sort of original kind of vocal melody, that main musical sort of theme, played on the piano, and to have the drums and the piano come in for that intro. That's a fairly savage tone on that guitar track on the right, but that's okay.
Like everyone else, I hate you, but I was just kidding myself. Or every moment I start to replace, cause now that they're gone, all I hear are the words that I needed to say. When you were under the surface, like troubled water running cold. Well, time can heal, but this won't.
All right, I'm liking how there was a little bit of sort of tension in that sort of relationship between the vocals and the rest of the track, how the intensity picked up in that pre-chorus. It was really nice with the drums kind of going, getting a little bit more active with those kicks and snares and all that.
So, before you go,
It was kind of quiet. Damn, man, we got the kind of growly, kind of screamy vocals, and with the clean ones as well. There's a really interesting mix of different elements we've got here. There's a very kind of like hardcore kind of punk vibe to this. It's full of energy and full of charisma. Some nice octave chords there, eh? That was a nice way to finish that, actually. I'll give them that little run at the end. And I also liked how in that chorus they did keep it kind of quiet, kind of build the levels up slowly until we built into that sort of that flood, that rush of lovely sounding noise. It's really cool. And I love the vocalist as well. Fair bit of sizzle in there, and for most of the time, but he knows how to go soft when he wants to, and the melody is really compelling. It's not exactly the way that Lewis Capaldi did it, but I think that's important when you're doing a cover. You don't want to be too close to the original, you know what I mean? That drummer is friggin' insane, dude. That groove is stunning. That second chord in our progression there, like, would sound weird if I hadn't already heard the original. Because Lewis does a similar kind of concept there as well with that bass line and the chords around it. I think what really helps sort of keep it a bit cleaner in this version, ironically, is the fact that they are sort of sticking with power chords and open sort of octave chords to really have a sort of a clinical, sort of more note-based run than sort of like and flourishing it with like major and minor triads and all that. Especially with that kind of dissonance at the end of that before the chorus. I don't think it would have suited having too much color in there. That kind of screaming with the the sort of the cleanish vocals and then sort of the growlies kind of stuff. That's a nice call and response going on there in that hook. Oh damn, arpeggios. This is what happens when you don't have Lewis Capaldi taking his time. These guys just full bore with that interlude. It's a nice change, it's a nice touch. I don't think you could have gone halfway with this cover. You needed to go for the heavier kind of vibes.
Before you go, would you realize that I love you even when I don't say it? Time to give my best, but every night I pray.
This is beautiful though.
Before you go,
This lead guitar is nice as well.
there's still a way to make your heart beat better.
Kind of getting a Atreyu kind of tone from this.
Change like weather. Before you go, we'll find a way to make it.
I'm liking that there is that sort of everything coming together, because there's a few different ideas in that first half of that chorus that need that resolution, and I'm glad that the second half brings it all together.
All stop hurting.
Gives it context, you know?
Make you feel so worthless. Before you go.
Okay, that was a really compelling first impression for these guys. Hidden Horizon, not bad at all. Not bad at all. Because I haven't listened to Hidden Horizon before. Actually, from what I understand, they've got a thing going where all streams, you know, the profits from these streams are actually being donated to the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. And this band, Hidden Horizon, are also donating $2 for every new Spotify follower. So that's really cool. A really sort of wholesome, lovely approach. Well done for supporting that, because it's really important that people get the mental health help that they need, especially in times like this where things are really crazy for a lot of people, especially for musicians. 2020 and even 2021 hasn't been especially kind, but here we are listening to a track off of Half Mine, again, an EP just recently released in 26th February by Hidden Horizon. To discuss what we've got going on here, it can sometimes be a risky move for the first track you listen to from an act to be a cover, because then that's you kind of getting the impression that they could potentially just be a covers band, which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, don't get me wrong. There's lots of successful musicians who have made a living off of doing their own sort of covers of songs, like obviously very different musical styles with Wild Yankovic. But these guys are obviously in a completely different ballpark. It's completely legitimate to be a band that does cover songs, but I get the impression that these guys want to do more than just do covers of songs. I adore the sort of the lust for life here. I think that the Lewis Capaldi version is so gentle and raw. To me, it was always kind of missing something, a little bit more edge to it. Having that orchestral backing in the original was a very safe option for Lewis. It allowed him to sort of maybe appeal to wider demographics, whereas what Hidden Horizon have managed to do here with Before You Go is a stunning display of putting that overdriven, distorted guitar on with those double kicks, those kind of new middle grooves, and really just thumping it, man. It just pops. The vocals have been done quite well in this. The guy's obviously been singing for a while. His technique is reasonably good, and I think that he sung it in a way that was authentic to the track and sort of put you in the headspace of thinking that he could relate to the song and what it meant. I think the band was very cohesive with this performance. There was not a moment where I was kind of thinking, yeah, I don't exactly know why that's there. I know I made some comments about how some of the sort of melodies, some of the instrumental parts, that I was really glad that they came together, like in that second half of that chorus, but they did, and that's what matters. And sometimes you can be a little bit playful with the way that you structure your grooves and your harmonies, and as long as you have that sort of resolution that they meet in the end, it's good, especially for a track like this, Before You Go, where people are intimately familiar with the original. And if you take it too far in that experimental direction, it becomes a bit of a detriment to the overall experience. You know, the performance has been great. Singer, I think that the chemistry of the act was obviously right there. You could take for granted that an act that has managed to record an EP in the first place needs to have chemistry and a sort of a good sort of working sort of performance to be able to do that. But I still think that's important to note. And more than ever, I think that it's good to hear Hidden Horizon making this track their own. And the mixing and mastering as well was pretty well done. It took me a little bit of a while to get used to how the guitar and the rest of the tracks went sort of worked together. But, you know, by the halfway point, I was vibing with it. I understood it. I understood the production process pretty well. And I get why they made a lot of the decisions that they did. They weren't bad decisions at all. It's just, yeah, I just took a while, but it's all good. I think they've done well, sort of with terms of their production and their performance, and it'll be cool to hear more from these guys in future. I don't know where Hidden Horizon. I mean, I can see Old Town Road on here as well, which is cool. I'm assuming Old Town Road may be another cover, considering we're using Before You Go, but I might be wrong. It might be a completely original one, but we will see anyways. Look, if I said Hotline before, Suicide Prevention Lifeline. That's what it was. Apparently I need another coffee. And $2 for every new Spotify follower, which is great. But thank you very much for watching this review. Please do stay safe and check out Hidden Horizon's various social medias, including their Spotify. And yeah, please do also remember to support your local musicians out there at this point in time, as need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on. And I will catch you in the next review. Spider hands out.